Welcome everybody to this video. Today we are going to check out 5 Python cheat sheet every Python coder must own. Okay, so let's dive right into the cheat sheet. The first cheat sheet is the most awesome cheat sheet I have ever seen. It's from a French guy called Laurent Pontal. I actually don't know how to pronounce the name correctly, but it's really a very nice piece of artwork. So here you can see it's so dense. It's a 2-page cheat sheet, so you can print it out and on one piece of paper with two sides, and it really gives you a very thorough introduction into Python. So for example, here we have some data types. Python basically has 5 different data types: integer, float, boolean, string, and bytes. These are kind of the basic data types. Then of course we have some container or more complex data types that are built out of these basic data types. These container data types are, for example, ordered sequences or dictionary or sets, basically. So we have lists, tuples, strings, and bytes are more or less basic data types. They are immutable in Python. We have the dictionary, which assigns for each value, for each key, it assigns each key to a value. So for example here, it assigns the string value 1 to the key 1. So if you use this dictionary, I think it even shows you how to use the dictionary by just accessing the data structure with the key, and as a result you get the stored value. So basically a dictionary stores key value pairs. A set is an unordered collection of data items. So for example, you can store strings like here key 1 and key 2 in the set, and Python does not order these set items in a certain way as it does for lists or tuples. Okay, so you have these complex data types. Then you have identifiers. So it shows you what are good identifiers, what are bad identifiers. For example, you should not use with an uppercase. This is more kind of the common practice in Python. You can use underscore in your identifiers and so on. It shows you variable assignment. Here you can have multiple assignment. For example, you can define on the left hand side of an equation 3 variables and assign 3 data items to these variables. You can swap values. It gives you all these little tricks for assignments. It gives you like conversion functions. Here, if you want to convert a string into an integer value, you can use the int function here. It takes the string 15 and converts it into an integer. This is useful if you read data from text files. You have sequence container indexing, Boolean logic, statement blocks. So for example, here it shows you that Python differentiate different hierarchies of in your code with indentation. So for example, if you have a function, you define the function statement here, and then you need some indentation to define the body of the function. And then of course you can have an if statement within the function, and you have to indent again. It gives you, it shows you how to import modules. Standing on the shoulders of giants, you should use the knowledge created by other people, for example, and it's very powerful to use functionality of other people's. So this is really awesome. What can I? You can have conditional. You can have conditional loop statements, loop control, iterative loop statements. For example, if you what is break? What is continue? You can have an else block for a loop as well. This is kind of a strange property in Python, but you can have it, and it might be confusing, but actually sometimes it's quite useful to use the else block. What it does, for example, if you have a for loop and the for loop executes normally, which means that it runs over the whole sequence without breaking from the loop, then it will go into the else branch and execute the code in the else branch. So it's kind of, you can use it for normal termination of the loop. It gives you how to define functions, what are integer sequences, operations on sets, like you can add elements to sets, you can copy sets, you can remove elements from a set, you can have a union or intersection. This is very useful to know that if you use the AND operator on two sets, then you are basically getting the intersection. It's kind of a shortcut for the intersection. So this cheat sheet is really very nicely done, very dense cheat sheet. You can lose yourself in this cheat sheet and maybe spend a day or so only learning all the stuff on the cheat sheet, and you will become a better Python developer as a result. So I highly recommend that you check out this cheat sheet. Okay, so then let's move on to the second cheat sheet. So the second cheat sheet is, sorry, it downloads the cheat sheet for a moment. Okay, now we open the cheat sheet. So this cheat sheet is from the book Python Crash Course. It's a no starch press book. It's a very popular Python book. You should check it out. I would highly recommend this book. And also this cheat sheet is kind of a bit lengthy. As you can see, it contains a lot of information. So it's maybe, I don't know how many pages. Let me quickly check. It's maybe 8 pages long. Okay, so here, as you can see, it's very cheat sheet introduces you into variables in string, lists, tuples, if statement, dictionaries. You can shows you how to handle user input, introduces all the different loops like while loop, for loops, functions, even into classes. This is maybe a bit missing in the last cheat sheet I presented. It also shows you how to open files, how to throw exceptions. So if something goes wrong in your code, how to handle this. It shows you, it introduces into lists, into slicing, indexing of lists, the range function, to generate sequences of values, starting with a certain value, ending a certain value with a defined step size, which is 1 per default. It introduces dictionaries in detail, shows you everything you need to know about dictionaries. I think this cheat sheet, if you have a bit more time, you should also get this cheat sheet and maybe work through the cheat sheet. Try to understand each and every line of code. Maybe it will take a week or so if you are just starting out with Python, but I think it will be really worth your time, because it's a thorough cheat sheet, introducing you into each and every piece of basic Python knowledge you should know. Maybe you can skip this like Pygame example if you have little time, or even skip some libraries like matplotlib. It's a library for plotting in Python. So maybe you can have a look at this cheat sheet and then focus on the parts that interest you. For example, to be honest, this Pygal library I have never even used myself, and I have worked with data a lot. So there are other libraries you can easily use for visualization, or even just using matplotlib. The previous library is kind of a good plotting library. You can plot more or less everything there. So but I think the first part of maybe the first half of the cheat sheet it's really very nice, and it really contains a lot of information. It's not so dense as the previous cheat sheet, but more like a tutorial. Okay, let's move on to the third cheat sheet. The third cheat sheet is especially designed for upcoming data scientists. This is again, a one-page cheat sheet, and therefore it's more close to the idea of cheat sheets, handling only the very critical information, focusing on what is important. It also gives you a quick introduction to Python. Yeah, we have seen it already, like variable assignment, how to calculate with variable, but it's more from a numerical or mathematical computational point of view. It gives you this. Here introduced into slicing. Slicing is very important for the NumPy library, and this cheat sheet also, additionally to giving the introduction to Python, gives an introduction to NumPy. And the NumPy is the library for numerical computations or for linear algebra, like matrix multiplication and matrix vector operations. And for NumPy, you need slicing, you need indexing and everything, so therefore this cheat sheet introduces you into the features in Python that are necessary to understand in order to be able to use NumPy properly. Okay, you can check it out if you have little time, or I would say this is maybe the lowest quality cheat sheet from the 5 cheat sheets I have here. That's why I put it into the middle, and it's kind of not highlighted very much. Then maybe you know the page cheatography. This is a very, very nice idea, actually. At cheatography, everybody can submit cheat sheets. Like here, the user Dave Child, he submitted 41 cheat sheets. And then what cheatography does, it is like Wikipedia for cheat sheet. Every person can actually submit cheat sheets, and then they got ranked, and everybody can access the submitted cheat sheets. Therefore, I would say they are not. You have to really be. The quality control is very important on cheatography. It's like because there are also low quality cheat sheets, but this cheat sheet I found quite helpful. It gives you more functional introduction to Python on 2 pages. But again, I would not. If you have limited time, I would not. Recommend this cheat sheet. Instead, use the first 2 cheat sheets given by the collection and the 5th cheat sheet. So the 5th cheat sheet is my own cheat sheet. Here it's kind of a bit, it's not one cheat sheet, it's 5 cheat sheets. It's a complete cheat sheet course. If you check, if you want to have a thorough introduction to Python using multiple cheat sheets, and also introductory emails for different topics in Python, then you could check out my course as well. This is kind of a bit more learning on autopilot. So the other ones, the first 2 cheat sheets, you can just print them and be done. And then after being done, it's kind of, you have to check out additional material. But the 5th cheat sheet is designed as a course. So I will submit regularly new cheat sheets to the course. I will inform you about new Python articles I have written. I will even give you introductory lessons into Python. I think I already have 30 lessons which you receive as emails into your inbox. So it's kind of more an Python introductory course via emails. Because for many users, many users don't like to check out blog pages regularly or find the interesting material on their own. So this is kind of a method for them to automatically improve over time by just reading the emails I will send to them. Of course, it's 100% free. You can unsubscribe at any time. So if you're interested in this course, then just follow the link. I also give the link below. Okay, that's it for today. See you. Thanks for listening, and see you at the next video. Bye.